Hi and welcome to this Scorpio inspired reading for August 2025. This reading doesn't have to be for August necessarily. If you find this at any other time and you're drawn to the title, if it resonates, then use it to your advantage. I am looking at a picture with the help of the symbolism of the tarot and symbolism of Western astrology to uncover layers of consciousness, to maybe find a new perspective, a fresh perspective, find some clarity in a situation. I am not telling you your future. You are the master of your future, of course, but maybe I can assist you in a process of self-reflection. So let's see if we can find some interesting stuff that's coming up. I'm excited. Scorpio readings are always fun. I mean fun in an intense way, but yeah, let's see what wants to come out. The Wheel of Fortune, we love that, of course. We love to see a Wheel of Fortune because this is really a lucky card. It is a card of luck. In this deck, it is a little less focused on this, okay, this is the luckiest card, but in the Crowley deck, for example, it's like just sheer luck, you know. It's when the universe is coming in and it's like, here's a little gift, here's a little present to really put you on the right path or keep you going. Sometimes for me, it's a rearranging of paths where we're all of a sudden feeling like, oh, this is the door opening, or this is the way, or this is where something is just opening up, like a new synapses in your brain where it's like, oh, boom, this is new, this is exciting, this is growth. I can tell that something is growing to my advantage, and that this is a lucky moment, that I am gifted. It's a present. So yeah. Awesome. There is not much else to say other than this is also a card of fixed energies, and the Scorpio is in this card. When we look at these four figures in the corners of the card, we can see that this eagle here is representing, here is representing Scorpio also. So we have the four fixed signs that are sitting here in the clouds, representing a kind of a portal or a help from above that the wheel can turn in your favor. This is beautiful. So yeah, very cool. It's also destiny, of course, kind of connecting with our destiny, and we feel like we don't need to do much. It's done for us. It's what I like with the Wheel of Fortune, what I like to say. All right, Knight of Swords. Well, I want to get a little more context. We do have a Knight of Swords. A Knight of Pentacles. Two knights, a lot of action. We have a Nine of Swords in the reverse, Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, and that's what I kind of feel like. We don't have to do too much for the situation to change. It's kind of changing for us. We don't have to, there's a realization. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna let me do the camera. Oh, no, I messed it up even more. Excuse me. Sorry, you guys. Give me a second. Yeah, this is better. We do have maybe a moment of readjusting also, where something is readjusted for us, what just happened, and we don't have to readjust it ourselves, and we don't have to or want to put the work in, because we don't have to right now. This is the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse in the higher consciousness, and I feel like our higher self is telling us, like, you don't need to be too focused right now on how to move forward, because there is already a strategy working itself out to move forward in a sustainable and stable way. This is the strategy that we are working out and we are moving forward to, and he is really watching the subconscious position here from this Wheel of Fortune moment into the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles in the subconscious gives us a lot of stability, that we know that we will arrive at our goal, or that we will build something of value and long lasting, and we don't have to rush, we don't have to overdo, we don't have to be also, I think, too concerned about the details right now, which is also the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, I would say, where it's like, okay, no, I don't need to do everything perfect, because this is not something that needs to be ready tomorrow. I don't have a deadline for this type of moment or creation or project or relationship or work path or life path. I know that this is the path that is stable, that is secure, and that is sustainable, and that I want to be on. And I do have a lot of insight and knowledge, maybe downloads even from the universe right now, that this is the right way to go. And I don't need to worry. I feel a strong energy about not having to worry about details, because we have a worrying type of energy here in the past that we are leaving in the past with the Nine of Swords in the reverse. I feel like we've mastered to not let our anxieties, our fears, our paranoia, our overthinking get in the way. And therefore, I think the universe is responding by saying like, you're fine, this is the way to go. Let me take the wheel for a second. You don't need to worry. You don't need to worry anymore. You're stepping into a very, very stable, secure, and lasting path. And there is really no hurry to rush. Even though the Knight of Swords, of course, is rushing, but that's just the mind having a very strong idea and a very strong goal, and which is very determined. The actual work that we do doesn't need to be rushed. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. Well, okay. It seems like there is still we understand that there is still things we need to work on when it comes to our worth and our independence. Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. But that we're taking a slow approach. That's really what I think. And I think this is a quick and very clear realization that you cannot just, I don't really believe, I'm sorry, in the idea that we can just step into our new identity and then we just are it. I do believe that we have to start maybe pretending or performing or talking to ourselves or doing the things, of course, on a day-to-day basis that help us switch our identity into more worth, self-worth, self-assurance. But it is not something, hardly ever, where we just switch from a completely poor mindset into a stronger one, especially if we haven't established this work over the years. And I think what we are realizing right now is just mastering this last step into a really abundant and self-reliant and self-assured position within ourselves, where we really know our worth, is not going to be, we need some help from the universe. It's not going to be all on us, but we're gonna take this, we're gonna walk the line. We walk the line here with the Knight of Pentacles. And it's just, I think, a realization here that it's a work that needs to happen on a conscientious level every day. It's a practice. It's a practice. And this is not something where we can just do one right thing and then all of a sudden it's opening up and we feel like we've accomplished everything and we are in our worth and we stand in, we don't have any worries anymore, we don't have any lack mentality anymore. It's more like, okay, this is what I'm gonna from now on practice more and more every day, incorporate in my path that is ahead of me and that I'm gonna walk day by day. And I might know that this is, as I said, I don't know why I'm repeating this all the time, but it seems like important that this is not happening from one day or another, and it might bring up even more insecurities at some point, or might even bring up the question, how am I not independent enough within myself? But I think this is really what we're working on. How is my self-image not where it's supposed to be? How am I not seeing myself in my full potential and how am I not really living my full potential. And I think this is the path that the universe is sending us towards right now, to walk and to experience. Nice, Justice card. Yes, gaining more clear and fair judgment over a situation. Also in relationships, partnerships. This is a very mind-oriented card about also relationships and partnerships and balance and doing the right thing and also having clear assessment and clear judgment of a situation. With the Justice card, we want to be a little detached from our emotions as well, or that's how we see ourselves maybe right now. We do have for a Scorpio reading just yet not a single water card or a single cups card here. So this might be a moment of not diving too deep into these emotional realms that might get us stuck in the mud or might get us out of balance. We are trying to see things more from a logical and rational perspective here. And we also want to walk this path into stable judgment, stable relationships, fair and balanced and constructive relationships with the Justice card. And civilized relationships also. Wow, very cool. Nine of Cups, influence from the outside, wonderful, 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 wonderful. Because there is energies coming towards you now that are on an emotional level very, very balanced, where we don't feel like, and Scorpio sometimes feels, I think, called to balance out other people's emotions or to go on this deep journey with people when they feel a little helpless. In this case, you're now free and ready to not have to do that and not get caught in that, because there's people surrounding you, they can handle their own emotions. You don't need to feel responsible for their emotions. You don't need to feel responsible for them feeling happy, lucky, fulfilled. You don't have to complete anybody. So this is a really good energy from the outside and from people from the outside, so we can focus on our own little areas where we feel like there's lack or there is something missing or there is some work to do. And yeah, that's interesting actually. That's really interesting, but it also means that you are yourself, within yourself, very stable on an emotional level right now. So that's why also these energies are coming towards you. And good vibes also. And of course you want to surround yourself with people also that know your worth, that see your worth, that don't also identify themselves through your worth, which often also happens in relationships, and that have their emotional standing, so to say, on their own and are not in a codependent energy, which is the Nine of Cups in the reverse. If it would be in the reverse, it would be like people trying to draw you in or get something from you. So the fears. Ooh, the Hierophant. That's interesting. That's very interesting, because we have two very strong commitment partnerships card here, is the Hierophant and the Justice card. I think the fear is to actually practice what you preach, to live out what you actually yourself believe in, and to stand in that knowledge, also in that spiritual knowledge and in that belief system, and really live it out. And even if this might be, it could be like that you're like, oh, I'm a little afraid to tap into my spiritual life because everything looks very practical right now, and maybe there's a little fear of getting more connected to a spiritual system or side within yourself, or to just really practice what you preach, as I said, because the Scorpios, I mean, they tend to be very deep and very connected and somehow psychic and very, always in the mud of their emotions and stuff. And sometimes it's a little more of a theory, I feel like that, or it's easier maybe to see it in others or to point out the stuff in others, but within themselves, really committing to that within yourself in your own practice is maybe right now the point. And we cannot forget that the Hierophant is also connected to Taurus, which is also an earth sign, which would talk about all these coins and this earth energy. So it is really about getting results and materializing a new sense of value within yourself, or a more accomplished sense of value within yourself through really actually practicing what you believe in. I don't know why there is a fear here. I have no answer for that, but you will figure that out yourself, Scorpio, because you are probably better at that than me within yourself. But I saw an Empress in the reverse coming out of the deck for a second, and it could have to do with some other issues that are not fully worked through, that we still have to look at a little more. All right, so key card. Five of Pentacles in the reverse. We love it. We love it. So first step is finally letting go of this I'm sorry, I'm not a native English speaker, mentality. And it's happening. It's happening. It doesn't have to be so hard. It doesn't have to be tough all the time. It doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to be I don't have to be victimized. Even if I was victimized, I don't have to stay in that identity. I can let go of this. And how can I let go of this? With more joy, with more lightness, with more connection with people who are able to be emotionally also light and fulfilled and fun and open, and who are willing to support us and to share with us the beauty of life, the beauty of joy, the beauty of connection. Amazing, amazing. I love it. And I think right now it could be really, really helpful or important, or it already is probably. And it could be that also the universe is kind of directing you towards people who just can express that, you know, who can stand in this very open and joyful energy, and therefore give us also the feeling that it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. Yes, we might not be ready to fully step into this mastering, or in this mastered position of the Nine of Pentacles, where we're like, well, oh, I can actually do it all by myself. And maybe you don't have to do it right now all by yourself, but you can right now really invite in the people that have mastered this on an emotional level, and that really don't draw too much emotional energy from you. So you can actually really look at the stuff that you want to master. It's the best word. It's very interesting that the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles are here together and both in the reverse, but it's just saying like you don't need to, you know, do everything at once. This is a big step. Eight of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles, a very big step, and you don't have to jump into it right away. You can do it with more lightness and joy and with more ease, and it doesn't have to be so much effort all the time. You're not in a rush, you're not in a hurry, as I said. So yeah, wow, I love it. I love this. I kind of want to draw another oracle card just because we have some time left. Influence, yes, you want to be influenced, and I was looking at the Nine of Cups. You want to be influenced by people right now. This is Mercury in Libra. Maybe you have a Libra energy surrounding you. This would also be Libra energy. So this is really about, I think, strengthening friendships, mostly. Strengthening bonds, and being influenced also by people who you feel like can emotionally carry their own SHIT and emotionally carry your friendship, you know, or a friendship. And even with all the insecurities that might be still there, or little insecurities that you have, or, you know, people with full cups behind them on a shelf, they can listen to you, they can talk to you, they can give you their piece of their mind. So that's what we want to cherish and nourish right now. I think friendships, partnerships that are matured and that are also level-headed. I love it. All right, so this is just confirming what we've already talked about, and I hope that you can work with this reading. Please check out the description box for all the ways you can support this channel or even book or order a reading. And please like, subscribe, comment, of course. It helps the channel the most. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope I'll talk to you soon. Bye.